Hey, this is Mike Durlist, and I wanted to share with you the documents that we're going to need. And this is a pretty complete list. And so I want you to look at the sheet that I've sent you, but I also want you to go over this because I think this will help you and help us both get this mortgage done as fast as possible. So here's the list, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand each one of these as we go along. But last 2 years tax return, and what I want to do is I want all pages of the tax return, and I need you just save us a little bit of a hassle at the end. If you go ahead and if you filed electronically, go ahead and sign and date those. You can go ahead and date those today. Now, if you're self-employed, I'll need your personal tax returns and your corporate tax returns for the last 2 years. And there'll be some additional stuff if you're has an unusual filing date. Okay, so that's the tax returns, all pages, last 2 years. I need all pages. W-2s, all W-2s are 1099s for the last 2 years. Most recent paycheck stubs for the last 30 days, and of course that's if there are two borrowers, then for both borrowers. Most recent last 2 months bank statements, and there's a couple little, this is one of the issues that we have consistently on bank statements, is that we need all pages, even if they're blank. The banks have a tendency to print a last page, but they put it as 1 of 6, 2 of 6, 3 of 6, and then 6 of 6 could be blank. Well, the underwriter is going to ask for that. Also, if there's been any unusual deposits, maybe you've sold a car or somebody gave you some money, anything like that, we have to have it explained and sourced. So if there was a deposit from an account that we're not using, we have to show the source of that. Or if it was a gift, then we have to get a gift letter and show that. Or if it was a sale of a vehicle, which happens recently or happens a lot, then what we can do is we can show, make sure you get a bill of sale, you want to get the transfer, all that kind of stuff. Every bit of paperwork that you can for these unusual, outside the norm deposits is really important. And then finally, if you're printing off the internet, make sure that the name, your name, and the account number is on the statement. A lot of times the banks, in their effort to protect you and protect your identity, will take that stuff off. And of course, if we can't tie it to you, then we can't use it. So that'll probably be helpful. Let's see, most recent statement of any investment accounts. And if you're using for your 401k for a down payment, we'll need the written terms from the manager of your 401k of the withdrawal. So written terms of withdrawal is something that I see comes up a lot, and we just have to go back and get that stuff. Executed earnest money sales contract, and on this one need all pages and all amendments. That's no big deal. Homeowners insurance or the declaration page. Really all I need is just the contact of your homeowner's insurance agent, so I can communicate with him and get the information he needs from me, and of course we need from him. If you haven't decided, I encourage you to start shopping. It's important to shop, and there are a lot of different prices on homeowners insurance based on a lot of different factors, so I think that that'll help you if you start early. Also help us. Survey, we're going to need a survey. The first thing you want to do is you want to check with your agent and see if the seller has a copy, because that'll save you $400. There's a good chance that, very good chance that we'll be able to use the existing survey. Okay, this is kind of the part that is annoying and a hassle, but I need to share it with you. We need a letter of explanation of any credit derogatory accounts within the last 2 years. Now, if you don't have any credit derogatories in the last 2 years, you don't have to worry about this. Some people do. And here's what we want to do for each derogatory, and it has to be specifically labeled. For this derogatory, you want to explain what happened, what you've done about it, why it will never happen again, and then you need the date and sign the letter. Okay, this hand signature on any of the explanations is very important. Of course, obviously the date is too. So that's how that works, and of course I'm more than glad to give you an example or a template of how that works. Letter of explanation on any recent inquiries. Now, it's not unusual for after you've thought about buying a house, you've shopped for a mortgage, and it's not unusual. So, and that's perfectly okay. What the underwriters are really looking for, they want to know that the debt that's showing on the credit report is complete. In other words, they don't want to underwrite a file and then find that right at the end there's some other credit account has shown up. So that's what this is about. But if there are inquiries on your credit, which in many cases there are, you want to list each inquiry and explain what it is for and if any additional credit was extended. So if you're shopping for mortgages, guess what? You were shopping for mortgages, no additional credit was extended. That's all you have to say. And if you don't have the list of the inquiries, I want you to feel free to call me. I'll send you a copy of your credit report so that you'll have those. Okay, so no big deal there, just a short, sweet letter. Now, these are kind of outside the bounds of the norm, but if you've had a divorce in the last 3 years, we're going to need a copy of the divorce decree. And again, the standard rule is, when in doubt, all pages, particularly if there's child support or any alimony payments. That kind of stuff is what the underwriter is going to dig into. So that, just prepare yourself for that. If you've had a bankruptcy within the last 7 years, we'll need to have a copy of your discharge papers. So again, be prepared for that. And then finally, if you've had a foreclosure in particularly the last 7 years, then we'll need documents showing the date the property passed out of your name. So that's it. Now that's a lot, I know, and it seems like a lot, but that's the ingredients of a well-documented file, a file that gets closed on time. So now you have a very complete look at what we need to put this together. Of course, some things may not have applied to you. If that's the case, then your file will probably even close faster. So hope this was helpful. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.